Michael Eric Dyson, the Vanderbilt professor and social commentator, recently got called out by Republican Congresswoman Nancy Mace after an intense CNN interview. During the interview, Dyson accused Mace of quote unquote white disregard after she repeatedly mispronounced Vice President Kamala Harris's name. Here is footage from the CNN clip.
Because this Congresswoman is a wonderful human being, but when you disrespect Kamala Harris by saying you will call her whatever you want, I know you don't intend it to be that way. That's the history and legacy of white disregard for the humanity of black people.
So now you're calling me racist.
I didn't say. I just said you weren't a racist.
That is complete.
No, you don't have to intend racism to accomplish
you are intending that I am
your disrespect
racist,
of Kamala Harris is part and parcel of a tradition of disrespect.
It's offensive,
Congresswoman. Why can't you just?
I'm not calling you a racist. I'm telling you what the practice is racist.
You are. You absolutely are.
Let me get. No, what's disgusting is your disrespect of her.
Professor.
This gentleman said, I didn't know her name. He's trying to do it.
Is her disrespect of women. She doesn't know what a woman is. And if 25 years ago,
white women don't have the ability to tell black women who paid the price of blood to make this country what it is to tell them they're not real women.
25 years ago.
They care for your babies.
25 years ago, I became the first woman to graduate from the Citadel, the military college of South Carolina. I fought my way through it.
So pronounce her name right.
Let me actually
pronounce her name right.
Kamala Harris.
Kamala. You said this
we don't call you Nancy Mace.
It's Kamala. You're doing this on purpose, Congresswoman.
That's disrespectful.
You can't expect people to respect your service if you don't respect
hers. Walk that stage 20.
Outraged. Completely outraged. Well, after that, surprisingly, Dyson and Mace had a little photo shoot. He sent Mace a message with the photo shoot, one that might make you do a double take. He said, quote, "Don't tell anybody, we look good together." He also added a kissy face emoji and a laughing emoji for good measure. Yeah, this is right at, and she posted this on Twitter. Nancy Mace, of course, Nasty Nancy, wasting no time, took these texts to the floor of Congress.
I would like to also enter into the record a screenshot of a text message I received from the esteemed professor from Vanderbilt, Michael Eric Dyson, after my CNN interview, begged me for photos. In this text, he says, after calling me racist on CNN, "Shh, don't tell anybody, we look good together," and sent me a kissy emoji.
Without
then
objection.
The guy says I'm gorgeous in all these photos. I don't think he's that bent out of shape on how anyone pronounces Kamala. And if we're going to have that standard, you got to hold it to both sides, not just one or the other.
To the floor of Congress with someone's text messages, just because he was quote unquote friendly. Michael Eric Dyson, who is married, released a statement after the congressional hearing. And here's what he had to say.
Abby Phillip, the host of the show, suggested we take pictures. I said, let's take a picture. Abby said, when you post it, then tag me too, and then we'll have fun. Because the whole point was two bipolar opposites. Michael Eric Dyson on one side, Nancy Mace on the other. So I sent her and she said, great pick. And I said, shh, don't tell anybody, we look good together, with a laughing face and a kissy face. And my point was, shh, don't tell anybody, because we are bipolar opposites. You're on one side of the spectrum and I'm on the other side of the spectrum. And she said, ha, 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 ha. And I said, well, your gorgeousness makes the photo, so there's that. And a little smiley face. Again, I'm just saying that trying to be nice to her in the belief and the effort that if I'm nice to her and I prove that we don't have any bitter consequences from our fracas on television, that we can be relatively kind to each other, and I'm being nice to her. There's no hitting on you. Ain't nobody trying to holler at you. And if you're that desperate that you need a black man to holler at you, I'm not the one to do it. There are plenty on your side who can do that, ma'am, but you got the wrong brother in me. Again, vicious, misleading, lying, distorting, and trying to pretend as if somebody's trying to holler at you when that's the furthest thing from my mind. My mistake was being gracious to you, of trying to say, oh my God, we are opposites, but we can still be gracious to one another. I can still compliment you. I can still say nice things to you. There was no attempt to do anything but to be gracious to you. But you have proved to be what I said you weren't. A vicious, white supremacist racist who is incapable of accepting the generosity and kindness of a black man. You are a sorry, sick soul.
Jesus. My gosh. So who's got it wrong here? Was Dyson's text really just a harmless joke? Or did Mace take things way out of context to be petty and make a bigger political point? Ty, what you think?
Oh, she was right there in context. Like you don't send that type of stuff to say, "Oh, I was just trying to be nice to you." I'm not gonna be like, "Oh, we look good together."
Gorgeous.
You're making us gorgeous. But like you would have just said, "Here are the photos, bitch."
What? I mean,
like, why do I even have your number? I wouldn't even. I'm like, here, I'm gonna airdrop you these photos. Like, I'm not giving you my number. Like, we're never talking.
He said, "Shh, we look good together."
What are you talking about?
This right here. Look, I was talking to a friend about this the other day, and he was adamant that Michael Eric Dyson was not wrong in this exchange, and he is completely wrong. Now, the first thing is when they were like, "That's not how you say her name. Her name is Kamala." I had to write that down because I'm like, "Do I say it right?" Because I think I might be saying Kamala's name wrong as well.
No, you say Kamala.
Then he said she ran into that whole tears tirade. "I'm not racist. You just call me racist, blah, 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 so forth and so on." And he didn't call her racist initially, but then he said a white woman can never tell a black woman what it means to be a woman. You did call her racist. Like, that was terrible. And the way he mansplained what that whole situation, I see why he is now on his third wife.
That hand is in there though, around that waist. Like,
I honestly wasn't too against the back and forth commentary. Like, it's like it is what it is, but I'm against these text messages.
Yes.
Like, I don't understand.
His face is wild.
But also, though, she didn't need to bring this to Congress either. If you wanted to post
the floor of Congress,
Twitter was the place to do it. Like, you could have posted.
She wanted to embarrass him, and he gave her the weapons to do it. Yeah. Like, he's the idiot.
Okay,
why would you send her this?
You think he brought this upon himself, right?
Absolutely.
So you don't hold her. You don't find her any fault, her being like as petty as it is for her to do this.
Do you?
The floor of Congress with personal text messages.
Wait, hold on.
With the betterment of the country.
Jason, do you?
No, I don't have. I mean, I think it's ridiculous for her to bring it to the floor of Congress.
Okay. But like,
I also think she's a racist, and she's and she's a very nasty.
He wasn't wrong about that. Like, she is. You are racist. Like, you absolutely are.
I mean, she wouldn't. I mean,
and you were doing it, saying her name incorrectly on purpose.
On purpose.
Like, he's not wrong in that regard. She's only wrong for these messages, and then explain why he did it. Like, that was where he was wrong. But
I don't know.
There was an old episode of Boondocks, like, where these politicians get together at the end and have all this flirtatious stuff behind the background, and that's what made me laugh, because that's exactly what this reminded me of. I'm just like, this is ridiculous. Why are you texting this woman?
Yes.
You're like, text her ass and like jump in her DMs after the election.
He's not interested. Allegedly.
Oh, he's interested.